Let me tell you a little bit about family law. Wills and trusts. What's the difference between a will and a trust? Well, a will is a document you draft leaving all of your property to somebody, and they don't get it until after you die. That is a will. The property stays in your possession. You can do whatever you want to do with it while you're alive. You don't have to keep it until you die. You can just say in your will, everything I own I give to my wife. Or you can be very specific in a will and say, I want to give my golf clubs to my next door neighbor. Anything you want to do with what you own at the time of your death, you can put in a will. There are certain things that even if you have a will, don't get dispersed or given away by a will. For instance, if you have a life insurance policy and you have a will, your life insurance policy will require that you name a beneficiary in the policy. A beneficiary is a person who gets the benefit of the life insurance policy when you die. If you name your next door neighbor as the beneficiary of the property and your will says you give everything to your wife, when you die, your neighbor is going to get the life insurance policy and your wife will get everything else. In other words, a life insurance policy is controlled by the policy itself. It's a contract with an insurance company, and that contract says when I die, you give my neighbor $100,000 or whatever the life insurance policy says. So that is something that even if you have a will, does not get controlled by the will itself. In our office, we draft wills most of the time for husbands and wives, and what we call them is mutual wills. In other words, the husband says, I give everything to my wife when I die, but if she dies first, then everything I have when I die, I give to usually the kids or somebody else. And the wife does the same thing. Her will says, when I pass away, I want everything I own to go to my husband. But if he's dead before I pass away, then I want everything I own to go to my kids or something like that. Those are called mutual wills. And we don't charge very much for wills because we want to make sure that people are taken care of, and it's a good way of meeting people that come in the office. We draft the wills, we make sure it's what the people want, and then we have an execution party. And that's not where we kill our client, but that's where we come in and we execute the wills by signing them in front of witnesses. Wills have to be signed in front of a sufficient number of witnesses to be enforceable. If there is a objection to the will, it's usually from children that said, well, my brother put too much influence on my mother and she left everything to him. So there is a way of contesting the wills, but that's what a will is.